Hey everybody, and welcome to Stock Abilities. Today I'm going to be doing something different rather than a chart analysis, so make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this if you end up liking it. I'm going to be going over some basic bullish and bearish patterns, both candlestick and otherwise. I'm not going to go too much into detail, just a quick overview for the basics for most people. It's nothing too complicated, so stay tuned and listen in. I'm going to start out here. These are just some pretty common basic patterns you want to look for that are fairly bearish or bullish. Sorry about that. You got the head and shoulders, the rectangles, got channels, flags, pennants, symmetrical triangles, ascending triangles, etc. As you can see, it's a mix and pretty simple and straightforward. You go a little bit more complicated, and you can see here a little bit more of a clear idea when you should buy and when you should sell. There's a bunch of different patterns from the flag, the pennant, the cup and handle, the ascending triangle, symmetrical triangle, measured move up, ascending, etc., etc. As you can see, the goal ultimately would be to study these particular patterns for both the bullish and the bearish and when the best time to buy in would be. And there's even some reversal patterns here that are interesting to note. Going a little bit further here, you could see more of the candlestick patterns if you're using like, was it TD Ameritrade's, I think, or Swim. You can go and set this up a little bit more ideally, but there is tools you can access without having to sign up for a broker, and I'll be getting into that in just a second. As you can see, these are a lot of indicators for both bearish and bullish. Bearish and bullish, I'm sure a lot of you are aware, but I didn't mention this earlier, that bearish would generally mean that it's going to be potentially red, and bullish would be potentially green. And there's the Candlesticker website. Keeps it pretty simple here. You got basic patterns you guys can go into and look at their website for more information. It's a free website. Just lists different patterns for candlesticks. A little bit more evolved of ones for the bullish patterns. And a little bit of details here. There's some websites that actually let you search for specific patterns, which is very nice. And these are some bearish patterns, as you can see. The bearish hanging man. You got the bearish belt hold and a whole bunch of these that you can essentially study, memorize, kind of like you're taking a test. And then once you kind of get the patterns down, it gets a little bit easier for the technicals. And something else to note here, if you want some quick scans here, you can use FinViz and you can search for a specific candlestick pattern, like the doji, for example, and it'll spit out different results. You can narrow it down a little bit more by price, for example, and you can look into the stocks themselves and see how promising they look to you. You could add other little factors to it and kind of narrow it down even more. You never know why a stock might be up. This is a candlestickcharts.com website, I believe is what it's called. And you just enter a ticker in and you can get the different candlestick patterns. This is a free to use website, nothing too complicated. You look over the candlestick patterns as shown earlier, and it'll give you some indications of what to do in that regard. Going a little bit further here, of course, other things you want to look out for when you're doing bullish and bearish technical patterns is the earnings reports for an upcoming stock, for example. Some might be hyping from that reason. And you got the dividends coming up, which is also an indicator of why a stock might be looking good, at least temporarily. And then you got, of course, basic press release news. And then the other thing to look out for is things like SEC filings and all of that kind of stuff. Other than that, that's about all that it comes to. Now, a lot of people might be saying, well, I want a slam dunk, but you don't really need a slam dunk as per you can see in this chart here. 100 a day is 24 grand a year. 300 a day is 72. 500 a day is 120. Some people want to make thousands a day, but you really don't need to. If you're just making 100 a day or 200 a day, you're already making about an average salary for most people. So keep that in mind when you're doing the technicals. Hope this quick video was helpful for you guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I'll try to link to all these sources in the description below when I get a chance. Thanks for listening in, and have a nice day. I'm going to go over these just a little bit quick here, let them sit for you guys to maybe take a screenshot of and keep in mind, or just to skip back to these particular points. You got this chart here. You got this chart here. I'll leave it on here for a second for you. And down here for a second. And right here. And the patterns here. And this you can just visit. This one you can visit. This one you can visit. You could set whatever candlestick pattern you want. And that's the website I already covered. All this stuff I already covered for you guys. Thanks for listening in, and see you later.